everyone, welcome to the studio. Today we're going to be painting Impressionist sunflowers with our fingers. You don't need much. All you need is some paints of your choice, oils, acrylics. You could use tempera or gouache. However, both acrylic and tempera are going to need a slow drying medium, and gouache doesn't really give the vibrant colors that we like. And then we're going to need some gloves. I get mine from Walmart. They're inexpensive and they last a long time. They last through a few paintings, and they need to be snug fitting. And then all we need is a cleaning rags to wipe our fingers, or paper towel of your choice. The washable rags are nice because you can reuse them over and over again. All right, let's get started. We're gonna take a brown or a purple or any dark color. We're just gonna sketch in our main circles. Now, I don't usually like to start, I don't want to start too close to my halfway point, and I like a variety of placement. Today, this is gonna be a bright day for our sunflowers. They're gonna be shining in the sunlight, and then we'll just do one maybe over here. They're gonna have some beautiful, beautiful, nice green stems on them. But that's all we do. All right, so let's do the blossoms. We're just gonna draw them in, just nice and loosely. Everything can change in finger painting. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the way I first started finger painting and sunflowers, and this is the way I start even now. Even now when I have sunflower paintings all over the world. I just, one's in Japan, beautiful sunflower still life. And this is the way I start my huge commissioned sunflower paintings. So you're gonna start this way, you're gonna practice, and then you're gonna make it your own. We're gonna finish off the middle part. I like to take maybe a kind of a spunky color, purple or you know, a deep purpley red, and just kind of make it lively in there. Cover the whole surface with this nice lively color, because then we're gonna go back in, make sure the brown is kind of all nicely blended. All right, and now we're gonna add some nice little deeper tones. We're gonna make that little thing in the middle, a little darker part in the middle of the sunflower. We're just gonna weave it in, just kind of weave it in and bring it around the edges for a little bit of a shadow to show the depth and the deepness of some of the parts of the sunflower. All right then, that's nice. That's good enough for now, because we're just basing it in, getting it all laid out, and we're gonna start the blossoms. All right, so we're gonna grab our yellows again. Now we need about 3 different shades of yellow, and we just kind of blend it in and layer it in to our outline with the deeper color. And what's nice is, why we put the brown up there, is you'll see, we're gonna pull that in places. See, we're gonna pull that in, wait, let me just pull it in. Gotta wipe my finger. That's why you have your cleaning rag, because you need to wipe your fingers frequently. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull that in and kind of make the veins of the sunflower as we go, because they're all different. Okay, this one, pull it in. Don't forget to wipe your fingers frequently with your rag. Just go around and do each leaf, each blossom. You can make them as dark and as light as you like. This is just creating the variation in the leaves. Go around, you can see all the little ripples that would be in the blossom of the sunflower. That's why you like nice thick paint and slow drying paint. The reason why you want your paint to dry slowly is so you can go back over it. All right, that's all we're gonna do with this color. Now we're gonna go in with a little bit of a lighter color, a lighter yellow, to get the highlights going. And then we're gonna go in the background with your background leaves, just like that. There you go. So that'll be our back leaves. We've already kind of got a hint of them going in. All right, so let's grab our lighter color. Okay, so here we're gonna go in with our lighter color for highlights. Oh yeah, look at that. Make the highlights wherever you think the sun might just be glistening off it. So here we go in with the back leaves. We've already used this kind of an orangey yellow. This one, of course, goes off the canvas, so we just imagine how big or long it would be. And all these back ones, they really don't have to be too defined, and then we'll darken it in. Okay, so for these back ones, we're gonna go in with a little bit of the brown or the purple. You can choose either one. Now just be very delicate with this color that you use for the background, because we are going to go over it again. It's just to make that little bit of a deepness. And I think that's really all we want to do with this darker color. So we're going to develop our back leaves right now with some of our lighter color. Just bring it down in, blend it up. Okay, so now I take my brown or any dark earth tone, dark purple, and I go in and kind of bring that up a bit, and you'll see why, because I'm going to use that for the leaves. I'm going to give them shape. You just dance around there. We're even going to go in with a darker color in a minute, so you'll see that it defines it then. But right now we just want to kind of get our leaves so that they look round. You can even go in and if you want to make your leaves a bit more burnt, you just bring the brown right up or the purple right up. Now they're starting to look like leaves. They're starting to look defined. I like to go around now with a little bit of darker color so that it defines, so that we know that that's the edge of the inside of the sunflower. All right, so all the leaves are kind of defined. They're nice and swirly. I'm gonna add my pops of color. I love pops of color. Again, very light touch. This, try to get it where there's a little point so that you can go and drag that point. Start with a nice fine point, and then you can drag it. Add as many of these as you want or as little as you want. So now we're gonna go back in with our light yellow, and we're gonna make sure that our front leaves are popped out. They come in front of the darker ones. So just, oh, I like that. Let's just make that kind of go up there like that. Then I'm gonna take this one and make it just a little bit bigger, like that. So nicely. You don't have to do it for all, just a nice little highlights. But somewhere like here I would want to, because I would want that one set back. And then this one again, I want this one set back. So I'm gonna take this highlight and I'm gonna go here. There we go. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in the nice little baby leaves kind of around. And what I like to do with that is just a dab. So I get the little point and I go. I'm just doing the little tips, taking it and highlighting. Now we can do this now, or we could do it, we might have to do it again a little bit after we get the grass in. So now we're gonna paint the sparkles on the inside of the sunflower's face. And I like to use all different cheerful colors. Now, this is where, I mean, you are welcome to use a brush if you want. As Patrice Deslette says, for the fine details, you can use a brush. Sometimes I do use a brush. I'm not bound by any rules. If I want to use a brush, I'll use a brush. I use a brush for eyes on animals quite often. And for people, I love doing portraits. So I do. But you just dab around like that. But I kind of like the the texture. And I like that it's not perfect. Nice pinks and reds. It's glistening in the sunlight. And try to keep a light dab with this so that you're not pushing into your wet paint. So you just continue on with the colors you like, add as many of those as you like, and now we're gonna do the stem. So now we're gonna do, now the reason why I've left a little bit of room around this beautiful blossom is because we're gonna start the stem. So we can get in here with the dark green, very organic. I wanna tilt here, so yeah, we'll just get in the dark green, bring it up, and then it can combine with that orange, and it just makes a nice little bit of a light highlight. All right, so we just get that there. Now we're gonna do maybe a nice leaf. Maybe we'll come up this way. Let's get the vein of the leaf. How do we want the leaf to flow? Like that. Okay, we'll cut in there. Cut in there. Don't forget, this is all going to be stems, so that's why it kind of doesn't really matter how much you come in there. All right, and then we're going to take, you can just do this, bring that one down a bit. All right, and now we take a lighter green, do our skim over. Take it and swirl it as you would want your highlights. So you'd want your darker part in there, you want your highlights there. You just come in. I don't go too close because you want your shadow. You just come down. You can come in with some nice other colors. And I like to go in with a couple of different colors just to pop it up. Fun pops that make it kind of stand out. Just sort of go over. Yeah, add some pops of color. So that's basically all you have to do for your sunflower. Now you do these three exactly like that. I think it's important for you to see, like, I lay out all my leaves so I know which ones go together. This leaf right here is eventually going to come, and it's going to come over onto this face. So when I do this face, I won't put so much paint in there so it won't smudge. But some of these leaves are going to come up and over. Just wanted you to see how I lay it out. So for the greenery, what I do is I just make stripes down, because then they'll be of the light and the dark green, because then it'll look like plants behind. I often like to imagine that there's a whole bunch of sunflower hairs, maybe some little ones in the background. And so, and even here, wipe your finger, but maybe that is a sunflower, you know, going that way. So we can go, and we could make a leaf coming there like that, you know? So that's all you do. So I just wanted you to make sure that you just like nice lines down in the background. So with your two greens, just lay light and dark all over. Okay, so you have your background in. If you've nicked your flowers, your blooms in any place, that's why if you recall, we left a bigger border around, and so you could nudge up. But if you have nicked, which I often do, just maybe take it and smooth it out. Okay, now we're ready for the sky. We're just gonna do a nice clear blue sky. You can pick your favorite blue. I'm gonna start at the top. With some nice kind of sky blue. I'm gonna layer it in there. I'm not fussy with my skies. I love wild skies. So even the skies that are one kind of color, I like it lively with movement. Okay, so you get the idea there. Now I'm gonna bring in another blue. You could tint your blue if you want, or you can pick another blue too. Okay, so this is another blue I'm bringing in. I'm gonna pick a nice dollop, and I'm just gonna layer it in there. Layer it in all around. Bring it up and pull it down from the... All right, so color it in, and I wanna see what you did. See you in a few seconds. Okay, so we're done. I hope you took a break in between. It was a long job. I probably should have started with only one sunflower for you. But at this point, what I would probably do is I would clean up around the blossoms if I've, got any yellow into the sky, and maybe I'd put a little bit more highlight on the blossoms. But other than that, I think we're done. So good job, way to go. Now, the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna do a whole sunflower landscape. The hills and meadows, some nice distant hills and valleys in the background, and some beautiful puffy clouds. That's the next one. So I hope you come back and join me. And thank you so much. And if you like this, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and come and join me for the next one. Have a creative day.